All right, studio time check. Studio time check. 2 minutes gone past the hour of 11 o'clock from the studios of omoluwabi 87.7 FM. And yeah, welcome to another interesting edition of the program, Periscope, right here on omoluwabi 87.7 FM. You know what we do on the program? We bring current national issues affecting you and I. We bring them to the table for discuss. Yeah, that's what we do right here on the program. Every weekday, every Tuesday rather, from the hours of 11 a.m. to noon. Yeah, on this dial, omoluwabi 87.7 FM, the station that brings you the best in news, talk, and of course, music. We are the station. We are the voice of integrity. Yeah, you can rely on us. You can count on us anytime, any day, at any moment. Yeah, this is the voice of integrity. And this morning is going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting moment on radio. Yeah, I can tell you that, and you can take that from me anytime, any day. It's going to be an interesting moment on radio this morning because we are going to be talking about something very important this morning. Yeah, we are talking about something very important. But then, before we move on, let me introduce myself. My name is Oluwatayo Ajiwole. Yeah, and I'm reporting for duty once again today, the 38th day in the month of July 2024. How are you doing this morning? Trust you're good. How is work going? How are you doing at the place of work? Wherever it is you are listening, like I would always say, wherever it is you're listening to us from, just make sure you stay glued to your radio sets because this dial, omoluwabi 87.7 FM, promises, and we've always been delivering. We don't just promise, we deliver to give you the best. Yeah, when it comes to music, talk, and of course, news. Okay, we are the voice of integrity. Like I always say, you can count on us anytime, any day, at any given moment. Yeah, I can tell you that for free. I can tell you that for free. All right, this morning we are streaming live on Facebook. You can go watch us live on Facebook at omoluwabi 87.7 FM. You can go and watch us live on Facebook at omoluwabi 87.7 FM. We are live on Facebook. We are currently streaming live on Facebook this morning. Go watch us live on Facebook at omoluwabi 87.7 FM. Can drop your comment too. I will be discussing so many important things this morning. So you can always this morning drop your comments, share your views and opinions as regards some of the things we'll be discussing this morning. Okay, without much ado, let's move on. Let's move on the program this morning because it seems Nigeria is currently at a state that many of us are saying now, what will happen? We are asking the question, what's going to happen? Because I was in a conversation with some set of people some few days ago, and they were like, just let's keep praying for Nigeria. But then we hope that the best will happen eventually. Just hope that the best will happen eventually. We're still talking about issues surrounding the nationwide planned protests. The nationwide planned protests. Some set of people have come out to say these are the set of people responsible. It's just in the news this morning, it was reported that even the Senate presidents came on board and said it is those that lost election in 2023 that are the organizers of these organized planned protests. That they are saying they are the ones behind they are the ones behind these protests. And then we are asking the question: is this protest politically motivated or what? Or then many people are also asking, saying, "Excuse us, this protest is not planned. Is not politically motivated. There are some things are natural. They are just natural. The organizers, take for example, they said the organizers of this protest are the current situations that we find ourselves. They are saying hunger, hardship are the planners of these protests. Then we're asking the question: what should the federal government do at this point in time? What are the yearnings of these protesters? Who are these protesters? And what are their yearnings? What are the things that they want from the government at this point in time? We'll be discussing more of this during the course of the program this morning. The next time, 45 to 50 minutes or thereabouts, we'll be talking about so many of these things. These things are salient. They are the things so many Nigerians are currently afraid. They are currently scared. But then we want to bring it to you that you shouldn't be scared. Shouldn't be afraid. Things will come back to normal. Let's set that into right perspective for now. We are hopeful and we are optimistic that things will come back to normal. Do not be scared. I've seen so many people going through some panic buying in the markets. Some people stocking their houses, buying a lot of food, saying we don't know what will happen. Probably they will shut down the whole nation. Let me put it to you that they won't shut down the whole nation. This is a peaceful protest, like they said. And the federal government has come out this morning and said Nigerians are entitled to their rights, that they have the right of protesting peacefully. That's coming from the presidency this morning. That it was reported from the news in the news this morning that the federal government has come out to say, you see, Nigerians they have the entitled they are entitled rather to a peaceful protest, and then we just hope that Nigerians indeed will protest peacefully, and we are urging the people that want to take opportunity, even if the protest eventually holds. Because some certain places in Nigeria now we have the protests currently going on in some certain areas. In fact, there are some counter protests going on in Nigeria as we speak. So a lot of people are protesting against the nationwide planned protests as we speak. But we just hope that everything comes to normal, and it's going to be a win. Like I would always say, it's going to be a win for all. At the end of the day, it's going to be a win-win situation for us all. The presidency report, it was reported in the Vanguard newspaper this morning that the presidency is saying Nigerians have the right to peaceful protests. But then, some people are talking again this morning. They are saying, take for instance, like I said earlier, the Senate president has something to say, and is saying the organizers of these protests, they are the ones who lost election in 2023, according to the Vanguard newspaper. Also this morning saying losers of 2023 polls behind planned protests. That's coming from Akpabio. Akpabio is the Senate president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that's what he has to say, saying that the losers of 2023 elections are those behind the planned protests. But then a lot of questions needs to be asked. We need to know those behind the planned protests. But then before we move on the program this morning, let us listen to the voice of the former governor of Anambra State, who also doubles as the flag bearer of the Labour Party in the last general election, the election that was held in 2023. He has something to say. He's telling Nigerians, the real organizers, the real people behind the nationwide planned protest. And I would love us to listen to Peter Obi this morning. He has something to say. He's a flag, like I said earlier. He was the one. He was the flag bearer of the Labour Party at the last general election in Nigeria, of the presidential election in Nigeria, and he was a former governor of Anambra State. And he has this to say this morning. I would love us to listen to Peter Obi on who are the organizers of this planned protest.
Abandon. Just like
we went into the emergency without preparation. On the issue of protest, within the Nigerian constitution, protesting allowed. All I plead for those who are protesting is to do so within the law and in a civil manner that allows us of the nation to show that we live within the law. You know, everybody knows the things that are difficult. I always say, when they talk about sponsors of the protest, I say the sponsors are very simple. It's hunger. It's hopelessness among the youths. So we all have to listen to what Nigerians are going through. And I thank our governor for doing so.
Right, so that was Mr. Peter Obi there talking about the real sponsors of the protest, saying hunger, hardship, hopelessness amongst the youth of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's saying those are the people responsible for this planned protest. That will be going down from August 1 to 10 of this year, 2024. And then we're asking many questions. Should this protest fly? Shouldn't the people allow the federal government of Nigeria? Shouldn't we give the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration a benefit of doubt? And then to fix things, to get things into order. You know, many government officials have been coming on board to say a lot of things. They've been saying, do you know what? We've been trying our best. They've reeled out some of the things the government have been doing in time past, and they've been saying a lot of things. They've been telling us what the government have been doing, but then Nigerian youths are not happy at this point. Let me put it that way. Categorically, the Nigerian youths are not happy. They are saying we must go on protest, and we must tell the government. The government must know some of the things we are going through. All right, this morning I have with me in the studio Comrade Omoju. Comrade Omoju, good morning. Should Nigerians protest at this point in time?
Thank you once again. Good morning, Nigerians. All will be well. Let me just start that way. But talking about whether Nigerians should go and protest. Well, if somebody says they should not go protesting, then you should provide the alternative of what they should do, that the current government will truly listen. Now, back in 2020, during the NSAS, I recall when the former Senate President, Lawan, when the youth were on the street, he now granted a press conference. He said, okay, you guys, just leave the streets. Give us time now to address your plight. You have, stated what you want, but you can't remain on the street, disallowing us to address your plight. Just leave the street, and we will address your plight. That was what he said. As if they leave that street, something concrete will follow. So, over time, Nigerian government has proved to be insensitive to yearnings, complaints of the masses. And that is why at some point, the masses will get angry and will tell you, well, we can't take it anymore. So, if truly the government of the day is a listening government, then there wouldn't be any need for any protest. But Nigerians know that until they, hold the government of the day by the jugular, putting something at stake, then that is when they can wake up and say, oh, okay, yes, let us address you. But as long as they are just silent, they know our weakness. Our weakness is we are very resilient. We can take anything as a people. And that is why over the years, they will, don't worry, leave them. But the hunger matter is worsened, is terrible. Even the fetus, they are feeling it. Because what the mother who is carrying the baby eats, that he too or she too, the baby will feed on. So it's so terrible, so palpable. So if anybody is saying the nation should not go and protest, what should they do that will indeed address their plight?
Interesting one there. What should they do that indeed will not make Nigerians protest at this point in time? All right, Comrade Omoju, we've had the federal governments coming out through various quarters. They have been speaking. We've had government officials coming on board to say to reel out some of the things the federal government has been doing in time past as regards the issue of cushioning the effects of the current hardship in the country. And we've seen that they've said a lot of things, talking about the student loan scheme, talking about provision of fertilizers and the likes like that. So many things that the federal government claim that they are doing. But then, amidst all of this, don't you think we need to give the federal government some benefit of doubt?
I like the way you put it. Because I would have said, when did you now become the spokesperson of the APC government? You said many of the things, according to them, that they claim that they have been doing. Now, it's a claim, because until the street begins to see it, until the street begins to talk about it. Now, I saw it in the news, 40,000 naira bag of rice that they said now on the street. If truly you have 40,000, bag of rice, where is the channel, or where are the locations where we can source for this? It's not just to come on air or grant a press conference telling us that we have this, we have that. Until the street begins to, when you have a good policy, the hunger is so terrible and palpable that the nation is so desperate. Anywhere they find a little bit of succor, they go there. So you don't need to even, hype it that much. If truly there is a place where 40,000 naira worth of, a bag of rice is sold, possibly you won't even be able to control the crowd at the moment. So it's not just about rhetorics. No, Nigerians over the years have heard and listened to a whole lot of rhetorics from the federal government. You say you are doing this. Where is the channel? Okay, you guys in Mokola area, no, using this location as an example, this is the spot closest to you, and these are the things you need to take along to be able to access this 40,000 naira worth of it. Now, students' loan, we are told that it's only the people up north that are the major beneficiaries. Even at that, where are these beneficiaries? At least if you have been a beneficiary of this scheme, okay, I've seen it, I've received the loan. You will propagate the news. Tell others, oh, I just got mine. You to go and get yours. So these things, they are not. I don't know how to put it. It's not a big deal. If truly the government is doing something that is impactful, that the street can feel it, it's so easy, to spread.
Okay, coming to Moji, let me call it in down there.
Yeah.
The federal government has come out to say, this protest is faceless. And no, not the federal government per se, but people in government, some people have come out to say, this protest is faceless, and then we can't allow a faceless protest to come on. And then we need to know who are the organizers of the protest. What do you make of this?
Well, concerning the facelessness of the brains behind the protest, I cannot, speak on that. But the purpose of the protest is what I'm concerned with. The Senate president making a very worrisome statement that some group of people that lost election, they are.
Okay, Comrade Amaju, I will take your point. But then let's speak to someone. He is the director of mobilization of Take It Back movement. We want to know, and the Take It Back movement has been so very. They've been showing their face. They've been talking a lot at this point in time, talking about the planned protest scheduled for August 1 to 10th. So I'll be speaking with Damilari Adenola, who is the director of mobilization of the Take It Back movement. All right. Hello. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning.
You called me.
Yeah, you're live now on omoluwabi at 7.7 FM.
Okay.
All right, we want to know. For the sake of those who don't know who I'm speaking with at this point in time, I'm speaking with Damilari Adenola. He's the director of mobilization, Take It Back movement. And then Nigerians really want to know, what is the Take It Back movement all about, Damilari?
Right. The forefront of organizing several pro-human rights and pro-democracy protests in this country, like the June 12 struggle, the August 5 revolutionary protest, and several protests in the interest of Nigerian people, and protests against hardship in this country and misrule, autocracy, dictatorial tendencies. This regime, we are confronted by the Take It Back movement, and with our network of members across the country, we've been able to hold several local leaders and state governors accountable to. Yes, did you get that?
Okay. Please, can you please recap? We had some kind of network issues. We find some difficulties in getting what you said. Can you please recap what the Take It Back movement is all about?
I said that the Take It Back movement is a pro-human rights organization which has been at the forefront of several struggles, several pro-democracy struggles and pro-human rights struggles in this country, like the June 12 protest, August 5 revolution now, and several. And its network has, at every level in the country, has continued to hold local leaders, the governors accountable.
Okay, you holding government officials and local leaders accountable, and then you've been on the front burner of the nationwide planned protest, which is scheduled for August 1 to August 10. And then you've heard a lot of things going on. The government have come out to reel out some of the things they'll be doing. They've urged Nigerian youths not to go to the streets to protest. Are you still going out, all out, to protest by August 1?
Yes, of course. In as much as the constitution of the country supersedes government officials or elected school officers, then we will abide by the statement of the constitution, which says that every Nigerian person has the right to protest, they have the right to express themselves and have a right to peaceful assembly, and which doesn't give back to the president to derogate this power arbitrarily, but to deprive Nigerians from exercising this their constitutionally guaranteed right to peaceful park.
All right, sir.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm with you. You've made some points now. But then the Inspector General of Police and the police at large have come out to say, you know what? If you want to protest, you have to follow some laid down rules and regulations. Let us know who the leaders are. Let us know your routes. Have you provided some of this information to the Nigerian police force?
Well, I believe that you would agree with me that the constitution supersedes mere pronouncements made by the Inspector General of Police or any leader of the security agencies in this country. And when the constitution was stating the limits of our rights or the conditions for exercising our rights, there's no way in the section 39, 40, and 41 where it is stated that protesters must provide or must request for permission to protest from security agencies or state governors or the president whatsoever. What the law says is that every Nigerian person is constitutionally guaranteed to exercise their rights to freedom of expression, freedom of movement, and freedom of association and assembly. And I don't think that we have exercised or we are planning to exercise this right without the confidence of. So what the law says is that we should ensure that we are doing it within the confines of the law. In essence, what I'm saying is that the IG's pronouncement is not the law, and it should be disobeyed by Nigerian people. Nigerian people should disobey any request made by political officials like that.
All right. All right, okay? You said Nigerian people should not agree with what the Inspector General of Police is saying. But then, what provisions do we have for Nigerians who will be coming out to the streets to protest from August 1? Because as it is now, we cannot say we are not unaware of some certain elements that might want to hijack or take over the protests from you guys.
Fond of preventing the peaceful organization of Nigerians. All of these things are fox. They are not true. It's just antics governments demonize the new agitation people. And they should try to get in. I need to tell the agencies or tell it that some people are trying to jump. The only show that come is to go after these people and arrest them. Sure, and not, be outside here, scare protesters by, killing friends that could take care of people. Agencies should be on those days to ensure
I think the network isn't that clear there. We try pull a call through back to Adam Larry Adenona there, who is speaking with us from Abuja this morning, and he's director of mobilization of Take It Back movement, and he's been talking about so many things as regards the nationwide protest. Then we try put a call through back to him because as it is now, the network is kind of giving us some kind of issues. But then we hope it to be clear this time around. We are trying to call him back. We sincerely apologize for some of this distortion there this morning. All right. We pulling a call through back to Damilari Adenola there, trying to explain some few things to us as regards how they've been trying to make sure things gets to shape as regards the nationwide protest that will be going down. Okay. All right, so you're welcome back, Damilari. It's some kind of network issues there. You were explaining something about you were explaining something about how you felt. I asked you a question. Oh, I think okay. I asked you a question as regards the issue of what you've been doing to make sure that this protest isn't hijacked by some certain elements, and you're making some points.
Yes, I think you pass on the responsibility to the state agencies. Show that rights were, you know, protection of our lives and properties are guaranteed by the police ordinarily at this state. So it is not our responsibility to ensure our own safety. Because we are protesting, this duty of police devolved to us mere because we are protesting. So the police should be there to do their competence, ensure that the according to them strong hijack the police. And how far that they want to country these criminal events that they have been fighting. So the only way for them is to be there. You know, arms, be there and ensure that our lives and our property are secured.
All right, sir. Okay. Have you looked at the economic implication of this? Are you trying to? Are you shutting down the system? Let's start that. Let's start with that.
No, because of the implication of peacefully expressing themselves.
You know.
Let me conclude. Are you not aware that just yesterday, just at the mere announcement of a protest, the federal government has announced that it has been selling tax price.
Yeah. Part of what I'm asking to. Okay. Yeah, part of.
Aren't you seeing this? Aren't you seeing the positive effect?
And that's one of the major reasons why we brought you here. The federal government has been reacting and they've been saying, why not just allow us do our thing? Let us. We've been trying to make sure that we've heard you.
How long more do we have to endure this uncertainty? How long more?
Just yesterday, like you said, the federal government came on board and said, at some designated places, you cannot get a bag of rice for 40,000 naira. The federal government has said that we've introduced student loan scheme. A lot of things they've come out to say they've done.
It really has to happen before they introduced these policies.
So, like as it is now, by Thursday, you are going all out to protest.
We have the protest.
Okay. Damilare, you are in Abuja, and that's the capital. Yes. That's the capital city of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The minister of the FCT has been having some back and forth with protesters. He's saying, we won't allow protests to go down in Abuja, and he's saying, I'm aware that he said, the Eagle Square, the venue of the Abuja protest, is a public space. Are you still using the Eagle Square for the protest?
Yes. Yes, we have not advanced our decision to the Eagle Square. August 1st, Thursday, Nigerians in their mass will assemble at the Eagle Square. So we have not advanced our decision to the Eagle Square.
What will you make of the anti-protest protesters? You know, we now have anti-protest protesters in Nigeria now. We've seen them in Lagos, we've seen them in Abuja.
It doesn't matter for us. They are right constitutionally guaranteed. Their rights.
So it is their rights. So at the same way, it is your own right to protest too.
Yes.
Okay.
So we are citizens who, who believe that every Nigerian, irrespective of the transitions, are guaranteed to have this freedom.
Everyone has the freedom to protest. Okay. Very lastly, because we're kind of having some network issues this morning. Lastly on the program, when the Nigerians here take it back, they've been asking the question, what exactly are we taking back?
Yes, we are taking back our lives, taking back governance, taking back our future. Especially for young people, I feel being hijacked from us. Look at many Nigerians who are undergraduates. They are hopeless about what chose them. That's why you see that we in the rise. It was many Nigerians lost their having a life in this country. Just the fact that they have huge so much to educate themselves, yet they have no future or life.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Damilare Adenola, for being a part of the program this morning. We sincerely appreciate your time this morning. Okay, that was Damilare Adenola. He's the director of mobilization of the Take It Back movement. The group responsible for the protest that they are saying, as it is now, we are not faceless. Comrade Omoju, what's your take on this?
Thank you very much. So indeed, the facelessness of the people behind the protest is a non-issue. At least one of them is still categorically saying that they are all out on Thursday, which is August 1st. I've said it on this platform when, it came from the Inspector General of Police that, certain elements will hijack the protest, to cause mayhem, to cause anarchy and what have you. And I said it then that it is even their duty to protect whoever is protesting. They're on the street with their placards, chanting songs. But when you now, you are around them and you see some unwanted element, it's your duty to curb such.
Like you just said now, Damilari noticed something. He's saying this criminal element that the police have been saying might hijack this protest. He's saying that it is the responsibility of the Nigerian police force to make sure that they don't hijack this protest. They should come around and then organize their men to make sure that they protect peaceful protesters.
Yeah.
Will you agree with this? Don't you think we should just stay safe rather than just allow a repetition of what happened in 2020 to happen?
It was because the police and the security agencies were negligent of their duties. That was why the protest at that time was hijacked. I tell you, those guys were enjoying themselves in Lekki Axis, in Festag, across board with music, dance. It was a fun fair. Until some of these guys just came in this luxury buses and they started, they were not violent. They were not destroying any property. Until this element came that now fueled, the crisis that, everywhere, was on fire. So the security agencies are there to protect lives and property. That's their basic job. So if anyone is protesting, yours is to ensure that you maintain some decorum around them. So the issue of, certain element will hijack it, it only means that you are neglecting your duty. So what are you now being paid for with the taxpayers' money if you cannot maintain just, simple peace, law and order on the street? So Nigerians have the right to protest. And I want to use this opportunity to say again that let us do it within the confines of the law. I said it again because this government does not seem to, to truly understand the plight of the people, maybe because of the kind of, flamboyant lifestyle that they live. Otherwise, the like of Apabio will not come out and say those who lost election back in 2023 are the reason, are the brains behind this.
All right, sir, come here, Moju. Let's check some other things now. The minister of the FCT, it was reported at some point, he's saying protests won't be permitted in the FCT. And then this morning, it was reported in the news once again that he is mobilizing stakeholders just to ensure that the protest wasn't. The Vanguard report this morning saying Wiki mobilizing stakeholders against protests in Abuja. You listened to Damilari just now. He's saying they have the right to protest, and he's saying they are taking over Eagle Square against the claim of the minister of the FCT saying nobody should come out and protest. It seems that Nigerians are now bold. They are ready to challenge the status quo. What's your take?
Let me say this. And, they said an hungry man is an angry man. The protest has been christened hunger protest, meaning that we are hungry. Basically, that is the reason why we are going on protest. And as a matter of fact, we are hungry. As a matter of fact, Nigerians are hungry. If just a pack of spaghetti is now eating 20,000, a pack, you now have the one that we used to buy less at that time for 17,000 naira. Now the one that is the brand, the classic one, I don't want to mention brand names here, is now getting close to 20,000. And Nigerians are buying rice, a bag of rice, up to 80,000 naira. Are these not facts on the table? Nigerians, no, our naira is 1,005 thereabout to $1. You know, you can see the level of inflation when this administration came in and what it is now. So why would someone now say because certain element lost election, that's why some groups of people are going on the street to protest? Do you know how much transportation fare cost? Now, I was unable to come here for, in the morning, I think yesterday also, because I was not mobile, no fuel. Even certain elements are selling 800 naira. We can't even get it. So are these not enough reasons why people should be angry against, malfeasance and kleptocracy in the country? Now, let me say this.
Okay, I'm listening.
I've said it and I'm saying it again. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should consider himself lucky that at least you are getting fillers. Information is reaching you that there is a potential and likelihood of a protest rather than a spontaneous event. I will repeat what happened in the Arab world back in 2010, 2011. It was not planned. Fine. There was this bottled anger among the people. One young man, frustrated, often harassed by the police, whatever he was selling, they will ask him for a permit, and if he was unable, they will take his goods, and that was what he was living on. And one day, they took it as usual. He was frustrated, and he went to the governor to challenge sir, this is my situation. They disallowed him. They didn't allow him to see him. Out of anger, he just set himself ablaze. Just one insignificant guy on the street.
But then, like you said,
yes.
let's thank God that such things.
Exactly.
And it won't happen in Nigeria.
Amen. But that is why the government of the day should be very proactive. Be very proactive. You have the feelers. So, because at some point, when you now begin to reel out, strategies, palliatives during protests, people are already on the street. They said no more. That was what happened in Egypt. When Hosni Mubarak was now, let me increase your salaries, let me do this. No, they said no more. So whatever President Bola made Tinubu, and he should call some of his men to order, the like of Akpabio saying all manner of things. The anger in the country is far more beyond the sentiment of some people lost election, and that's why they're angry.
All right, sir. Coming to Moju, we need to go on a short commercial break now. But then you can still drop your comment on Facebook. We are streaming live on Facebook. You can watch us live on Facebook at omoluwabi 87.7 FM this morning. At omoluwabi 87.7 FM. We are streaming live on Facebook at omoluwabi 87.7 FM. Drop your comments. What's your take as regards the current protest? Some citizens of people are saying that this protest is faceless, but then we just talk to a face now. We talked to Damilare Adenola, who is the director of mobilization of the Take It Back movement, and he's saying they have a face, and then they've been organizing protests in Nigeria just to make sure that they hold government officials responsible, and they make sure that Nigerians enjoy the true dividend of a democracy that we are currently practicing. We'd love to take your comments. We'd love to hear your views as regards some of the things we've been discussing since morning. For the past, I think about 40 minutes now, we've been discussing on the program as regards what's this protest is really about, and we've talked about VAT community modules sharing his own sense too as regards some of the things Nigerians are currently facing. And then Damilare Adenola also came on board to say some few things. And when we come back, we'll be opening the phone lines for you to join the conversation this morning. Yeah, you join the conversation and air your views and points and as regards some of the things we've discussed this morning. So do not go anywhere. Just stay glued to your radio set. We'll be back after this short timeout.
The voice of integrity on omoluwabi 87.7 FM.
This is calling on all telecom subscribers who are yet to link their national identity number with their SIM to visit the nearest office of their service provider with a valid name for verification and linkage, or risk losing the lines permanently. Your service provider will confirm your national identification number in the database of the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, and help recover the bad number after successfully linking your name with your SIM. A link will then be sent to you to automatically link your NIN with your phone number. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC.
Attention, attention, attention. This is an important public health announcement. A cholera pandemic outbreak has been declared. Cholera is a highly contagious and deadly disease that spreads through contaminated food, water, and human contact. To stay safe, please drink only treated water. Wash your hands frequently with soap and clean water. Avoid raw or undercooked food. Avoid close contact with people showing symptoms. And lastly, get vaccinated immediately. This public service announcement is brought to you by Omoluwabi Radio 87.7 FM. Remember, awareness and prompt action is the key to preventing the spread of cholera.
My Sabi people, how una dey? Na Sabi people dey listen to Sabi Radio. Omoluwabi Radio 87.7 FM, na dem be Sabi Radio.
All right, you're welcome back. It's the Periscope on omoluwabi 7.7 FM. And then, like I said earlier, you can join the conversation too. This morning, we've been talking about the nationwide planned protest. And then, Nigerian youths are saying, no going back on the national protest. We are definitely going to protest, and we are going to ask the government to do the needful. And then, just recently, we've had a lot of programs the government have been rolling out. Just yesterday, the federal government of Nigeria came on board and said, you know what, prices of rice is now slashed. You can get to some designated places to get a bag of rice that sells for around 80,000 naira for 40,000 naira. And Nigerians are saying, really? So the federal government, the government of Nigeria can actually listen to us. And then they are saying, like I just spoke with Damilare now, and he's saying, for you to know that the federal government, we need to ask them questions. They just did this so that for you to know how important it is for us to constantly lay demands on the ruling class on a daily basis. And then we've been saying a lot of things. You too can join the conversation this morning. The studio lines are open 07047 007999. 07047007999. You can also call us on 08053888933. 08053888933. Those are the studio lines to call to be a part of the program. You can also drop your comments off our Facebook page at Omoluwabi 877 FM. At Omoluwabi 87.7 FM rather. At Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. You can drop your comment on Facebook at Omoluwabi 87.7 FM. This morning, we want to hear from you. We want to know your thoughts and position as regards the current national issues that's currently rubbing on our faces as we speak. Because whether we like it or not, we're all Nigerians, and then we can't just shy away from this. Nigerians are saying we are going all out to protest at this point in time. And I'm asking the question, shouldn't we, like I asked last week, I said I was going to bring someone, we part of the organizers of the protest, and we brought the person in, and he's saying this protest is necessary for us to be able to hold our leaders responsible. And he's saying Nobody, not even the Inspector General of Police, can stop them from protesting. He's saying it is their civic responsibility, it is their right to protest at this point in time. Okay. All right, so Comrade Omoju, let's look at this from another angle. The president just yesterday signed into law a bill, the new bill approving 70,000 naira as the minimum wage. Isn't this a good reason for Nigerians to consider rather?
Okay. How many is a laudable development actually, but we are looking at the larger picture. How many Nigerians are working under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? How many Nigerians are working under the federal government and even by extension the state government? The larger population of Nigerians are in informal sector. So the issue of 70,000 naira minimum wage is only concerns a section of the country, which is just a tiny percentage. So if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu truly wants to make impact, what he should be measuring is administration with is something that generally in the north, in the east, in the south, in the west, everywhere, something that impacts on everyone. For instance, the issue of this fuel, the issue of electricity. So these are things that whether you are in the north, you are in the south, if you have these basic things, then you can measure the performance of government based on this as a Nigerian. But if you pay somebody working for government, 70,000 naira, am I working for government? Are you working for government? So let's be broad-minded in our governance.
But then, coming to Moju, you talked about something that the whole Nigerian population will feel the impact, whether we like it or not. People earning, if you have society set of people earning above 70,000 naira, for instance, and then these people have cash at hand, and then they are able to at least go to the Nigerian market to get some few things. It will eventually have a ripple effect on the economy of Nigeria. Don't you think so?
Tayo,
okay.
Do you know the level of inflation in that market now, even when the bill has not been signed?
In level of inflation in that market, we also read in the news that the federal government has said you cannot buy a bag of rice at 40,000 naira. Meaning a bag of rice has dropped very drastically.
Good.
The price of the bag of rice has dropped very drastically from around 80,000 naira to 40,000 naira. That is huge, coming to Moju.
Fantastic. Please, Nigerians, we're on air. Whether anywhere you are in Nigeria, please tell us how accessible is this bag of rice. How many of you have been able to buy it? Have you seen it?
Coming to Moju, we can't we can't ask Nigerians that question now because it's like Nigeria is a very big country.
Okay.
And before it starts to circulate and everything starts to get
let me tell you something.
Okay, I'm listening.
Things like this don't take time before when we are talking about food here and somebody is being deprived and they now tell you that even in Abuja, let's say, okay, after all, the statement was made in Abuja. People in Abuja, we just spoke to somebody in Abuja now. Has he bought his own?
But he noted too. He said that.
Noted because they said it. Let's be implementation focused here. Rather than they said it. I will only believe until I'm able to access it. Okay, go to Bodija Market. At so point, you will get it. And when 1-2 people begin to get it, I say, okay, fine. It is now available. But until then,
All right, the studio lines are still opening. We have seen some calls coming in already. 07047 007999 07047 007999. You can also call us on 080 53888933 08053888933. Those are studio lines to call to be a part of the program this morning. We want to know your views and thoughts as regards what we are discussing this morning. All right, coming to Moji very quickly. Part of the things the federal government is doing there, the Nigerians have said, wow, so we can actually get to this level. It seems the federal government is about to break the cabal in the petroleum sector, in the oil sector. Just this morning, it was reported in the news that the federal government has granted local refineries the permission to buy crude in Naira what
Mm.
we've been saying now. Just let them buy in naira and let them sell in naira. Let's improve the naira. What's your take on this?
That's a welcome development.